Hi, this is a discussion on the ethics of leadership, and I just got to come out of the house of the Lord, the temple, and that's probably the college of ethics on the planet. Everything that happens there is about leadership. It's about Christ's leadership, about Father's leadership over all us children. And one of the 5 principles of ethical leadership is serving others. And if you're familiar with the temple work, you know that it's all about service there. It has no individual merit or strivings. It's all to help the children of God achieve their greatness. Ethical leaders build community. Community is all about the greater good. And for a common goal. And Professor Workman, you know that a lot of my submittals have been in regards to taking a kind of a spiritual look at leadership. Just about everything I've submitted to you has been along that lines, because to me, that if we want to look for the true meaning of leadership, we look to the Lord and not to man for all truth and principle. Men have great ideas and great processes to help lead each other, but ultimately it comes down to the laws of the universe and God's laws. And it's all about being authentic and being real, and not loving people. And the third aspect of ethical leadership is respecting others. And not only is it our duty to treat others with respect, but it's our privilege. It's our privilege to do this. And that everybody has unconditional worth and value. You know, I was talking to my sweetheart about one of the scenarios in the book about a hiring practice. And that there would be one job opening for there were 7 applicants. And we had a really good discussion about it, about who would you pick. And to have that unconditional worth and value principle it's hard to look at everybody in a manner where there's no judgment of who they are or what they are and pick the right one. And she said, I would pray about it. And I thought, you know, probably the best answer, because some of the candidates seem to pull on our heartstrings in different ways. And it was just a good thing to think about, how God is the divine leader, and how he is no respecter of persons. Is everything is we're all on an equal plane, and we all get to choose his ways. And ethical leaders are just. Once again, there's no special treatment. There's no favoritism, and we live by the golden rule that we do unto others as we'd have others do unto us. And the principles of distributive justice, and that was what I was just referring to in that hiring practice. How do you distribute justice? And you know, is it based on merit? Is it based on tenure? Several of the principles were eluding me right at this moment, but the gist of it is just everybody gets a fair shot, and there's no it's all equality across the board. And ethical leaders are honest, and you know, that kind of speaks for itself. I know many of the videos, and like the Enron deal that is so famous, that $1 trillion corporation crumbled because of leaders that were unethical with the use of funds and manipulating the stock market, and we thought they were good people. We thought they were good men and good women that were in charge of this corporation that was supposed to be just filled with integrity, and they let the power of money kind of sway them with doing the right things, and that thing just unraveled, and it appeared to be like a very good corporation and a very good built on commitment of ethical leadership principles. And what happens when we're not honest is we lose our faith. When we try and do things under the radar or get away with, and I know this leadership course is built around a lot about industry and business and what have you, but when we lose our honesty in anything in life, when we're not honest with any measure or dealing with our life, it crumbles our faith. And then the next thing that happens is our followers, the people, whether they be our family members or our co-workers or those who were in leadership positions in our churches or schools or wherever we are, if we're not honest with them, that crumbling of faith shows, and then pretty soon they don't want to believe in us anymore. And you see it all the time around in almost every instant in this world, in business and marriages, and anybody who has followers and they decide to use dishonesty in their life and do things under the radar, so to speak. And honesty is not all about telling the truth. Once again, it's about being open and authentic and not presenting airs, just being real person, down to earth. Kind of ramble on about here, but one more thing about accountability. Leadership always brings with it accountability. In order to have followers, you've got people that are looking to you to help them find the way, and this leadership program has just been fantastic. I know there's 2 more classes in my series. I don't know if you, Dr. Dutchman, are going to be the instructor for them, but I probably one of the most rewarding classes. I know they're short and they're full of lots of activity, and because there's 3 of them in one semester, but incredible learning when you think about all the avenues of what leadership is. And on this earth, we all are leaders, and we all are followers, and in one way or another. And it's just so important that when we lead with pureness of heart, and when we follow people that are leading with that pureness of heart. Again, I'll just close this video now, and thank you again for that opportunity to express my thoughts and feelings about the ethics of leadership.